Alright, what's up everybody? This is Masaki from State 483, and today we're going to talk about just one quick tip that I always use for my Intel tasks. I think a lot of you might actually not know this, and you might benefit from doing this. Now, as you know, Intel tasks will kind of spawn all over the map, right? There's a trick I do that will make sure that they always spawn like really close to me so I can finish them really quickly. Here's what I do. So basically, as you can see, I have a bunch of Intel tasks that are complete, but I haven't really clicked the button to complete and collect the rewards. And this is intentional. So the way the Intel works is that aside from the collection Intels, those are the ones with a special wheel, like kind of like a movie reel wheel. Your normal Intel tasks, you can only have up to, it looks like about 8 on the map. There are some cases where you're going to get more, but we'll kind of cover those cases later. So what ends up happening is if you have 8 or more than 8, those other Intel are present, but they just won't show up on the map. So they'll spawn once you complete a task. So as an example, you can see there's one I have not completed. If I go and complete this task real quick, just by, sending my troops here. Once this is done, then I will be able to spawn another task in this area. The second part about Intel that works is, you see how these Intels all kind of space out. Some are very close, some are further away. One thing that I see a lot of people do is, of course, instead of waiting for them to spawn closely, you kind of just send all your marches out to finish all of the, for example, Fiend Intels early. One way to save a lot of stamina is actually you want to be using Travis, but you only have one Travis, right? So by having the Intel only spawn in this little inner circle here, you're allowing the march time to be very short, so you can continuously send back and send forward Travis, as you can see, to this location. From my testing, there will only be a maximum of 2 Intel that will spawn in the inner circle, and if you complete more Intels than that, of course, they'll start spawning in the outer circle. So I'll show you what I mean by that. If I complete this task, another one will spawn in this inner circle vicinity, right? So again, it's one of those things where you have to consider just as you complete tasks. Like this one isn't too far away, it's okay, right? 24 meters or so, or 24 kilometers or so, so that's not too bad. What I do is, when I do this, basically sending out Travis for all of these Intel tasks, you actually can save quite a bit of stamina. So how much stamina are you actually saving? Well, each march normally takes about 10, and each one of these marches with Travis takes about 8. So that means every 5 marches, you're basically saving another march. Or if you're using Travis again, you're actually saving every 4 marches. You're saving an extra march to be able to send to something else. This is extremely helpful if you're saving stamina, for example, for Fiend events, or in general, you want to use them for PZs or other type of things like Fiends, or rallying like, your Fiends down, etc. This also helps a ton because I can complete my Intels very quickly by just sending them locally here instead of waiting for like a 3-minute march out to the outer circles. The annoying part with this strategy, obviously, is you're going to have to keep these kind of here. I know there's a lot of OCD players out there, which when they see these little bubbles, they have to click on them. And sure, that is going to be a problem. But if you can resist doing that, sometimes what I'll do is I'll save up about 3 pops of Intel. So what do I mean by pops? So when your Intel board is empty, you're going to pop up one set of Intels, I think usually about 10 or so. So there's 2 that will kind of come up after you finish all of the ones on the board. Then in 8 hours, your Intel refreshes. When that happens, the game will actually queue up another 10 in the background. So those are now available for you to finish as soon as you finish your first set. You'll notice this because once you finish some, you're going to get more popping up. Now this can only go for about 3 sets, and it's kind of like an asterisk next to the 3 sets because each Intel only lasts, I think, 16 hours total, which you can kind of straddle between 3 refreshes. So there's like about a 2-hour window where basically you're going to get like 30 Intels total. I wouldn't really push that because you might lose some Intels, and obviously if you're losing Intel like my level, you're losing plasma that you're getting as part of the rewards, and that's really key for building your base further once you hit level 30 or HQ 30. So my recommendation, once you hit about like you see it says Intel refresh in 2 hours, and I still have Intels queued up, I just start kind of going through and doing them Yeah, let's see if I can spawn. Yeah, so if you see, like, I can spawn ones that are really, really close to me. Usually you can only have about 2 of these here, so just be aware of that. So as you click one off, you're going to get another one that's really close. This is how I can really go through all of my tasks really early, fast, but it does require you to just be aware that you're going to be having these bubbles that you'll never click. Yeah, what I've discovered that also if you port around the map like with relocators, these bubbles pretty much stay in their respective zones. So you're gonna get about, you see, like 2 or 3 on the outer ring, 3 or so on the center ring, and then about 2 in the middle, right near your base. So yeah. That's about it. Honestly, a good way to save a lot of stamina if you're doing that. But otherwise, it's really not going to make a huge difference if you don't care about that. Yeah, that's it for today. Short tip for everybody. This is Masaki from State 43. Everyone, stay classy.